Okay guys, we're going to do lesson 2.4 today. It's dividing by tens, hundreds, thousands, tens, hundreds, thousands. As we do that, we're going to be able to divide by 10, 100,000 using patterns. We have to find out those patterns that make our dividing easier. We're going to divide up to a 4-digit number by 10, 100, thousands. And we're going to use rounding and friendly numbers to estimate the quotient. Now we got to talk about what the quotient here is in a minute, but let's remember friendly numbers are those numbers that we know the multiplication facts to, as well as 5 and 10. Our vocabulary is quotients. It is the answer to the division problem. A dividend is part of the problem. So it is the number that if we write it out, 70 divided by 10, this is the dividend. If we're writing it this way, here's the dividend. So it's the number that goes in our bracket, the dividend. The divisor is the number we're going to divide by. He's the one that's going to split us up into nice friendly groups. The dividend is our group of friends. So let me do a different color. The dividend is our group of friends. The divisor is the teacher. I still do that in the same number. Same color. The divisor is the teacher who divides you up into the correct teams, right? That's what happens at PE. So here's our first division problem. We're looking at 70 divided by 10. We know that 7 times 10 equals 70. Pay attention to these zeros. So 70 divided by 10 equals, if our fact families are right, it should be 7, right? When we're dividing, we can get rid of these zeros on the back as long as we get rid of the same amount to each number. We can't say 700 divided by 10 and take these two numbers off because we only have one 10 here. But we can take one of them off, and that leaves us with 70. So here we're taking the zeros off. They cancel each other out. So it looks like 7 divided by 1 equals 7. And this number right here is going to tell us how many students to put on each team of 10. It is a friendly number and an easy number. And so there we have it, 70 divided by 10. I can use this bar model chart to really easily show me how to divide my groups up when I'm working with tens. Alright, let's go to the next screen. Let's go ahead and erase this screen, because why would I want to give you the answers first, right? But I'm sure all of you have seen that and memorized it into your brain, and so this one's going to be easy peasy lemon squeezy. Our number that our dividend is 160. I gotta do my red zero. Our divisor is going to be, you guessed it, 10. Alright, so here we have a bar model. Told you bar models are nice and handy. So we make a bar model. We know that there's 160. What we don't know is what is right here, 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 here. And we know that 10 is the number of groups. And if we need to, we probably should count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. Okay. So again, we can just eliminate these zeros because we're dividing and dividing. We're getting rid of them. We're just kicking them out the door. We don't need those tens. We just need one. So we come down with 1. But look, it says 16 are in every box of 1. 16 are in every one. 16 are in our one group. Divisor is splitting us into groups. So we know for every group there's 16. So I could put 16 in every group. gotta put a 6 there. We say 160 divided by 10 equals 16 in each group. Okay. Now I can use a bar model to show us the same thing. And if you remember that for our multiplication number bar model, we said that for every 10, you move to the left 1 space and add 0. Division rules. Here is the division rules. So if division is the opposite of multiplication, and multiplication says for every 10, we have to move to the right 1 space. For division, for every 10 is not written closely together. For every 10, we move to the right every digit 1 space. And then say goodbye. To our 0. Bye-bye, 0. So let's see. This is what it looks like. Move. Get rid of. Throw them in the garbage. And then we write it out. 16. Okay, here's our new problem. 1,800 divided by 10. We know that right here is 1,000. We're going to put bread on those last zeros so we can identify those. 1,800, 0. And we're going to say there's 10 groups, right? Because we can see that there's 10 groups. Alright, so I want you guys to go ahead and figure this out. Push pause on the video so you guys can take a moment to solve this problem. Alright, welcome back. Remember, when we're dividing our zeros, they are allowed to cancel out. The same amount of zeros over here can cancel out this 0 over here. So this right here says there's 180 in every one box. So right away we know 180 in every box. Let me write those out. Okay, great. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to the next slide. Let's look at these place value charts. If I say we're going to put 70 here, I need to write 7 there. And 70 divided by 10, I move every digit over to the left 1 and kick the 0 out. Okay, let's do, our next one was 160. Let's do a different color. 160, 160. I'm going to say 160. Nope, not divided. 160 divided by 70. Nope, divided by 10. Oh my gosh, I'm getting ahead of myself. 60 divided by 10. So I put 160, and the rule states for every 10 I have to go over to the right 1 and kick Mr. 0 out because he no longer can pay his rent. And then we have 116. So let's look at 1,800, 1800, and we say 1,800 divided by 10. We move every digit over to the left, or the right, sorry, the right 1 time, and say 180. Okay, you're done with this video. Go push the next slide in your pod, and it will take you to an interactive calculator. Push in a number and then multiply and divide. Just watch the numbers change. I want the timekeeper to set the time for 2 minutes. I expect everybody participating for 2 minutes with this activity. Again, you just push in the number on your calculator, push the blue arrow down. That number will then drop down into place values, and you multiply and divide, and just play around with it. I want you to pay attention to what happens with the zeros. Okay, the pattern stays the same. If you multiply it by 10, 1 0 is added. If you divide by 10, 1 0 is taken away. If you multiply by 100, 2 zeros are added. If you divide by 100, 2 zeros are removed. If you multiply by 1,000, it's not on there, but if you multiply by 1,000, our pattern states that however many zeros are behind that 1, that's how many zeros we add if we multiply and remove if we divide. Alright, we'll see you back in a few minutes in a different video.